It began with a dream in the Catholic Education Office to have a secondary school south of the river and kind of south of that belt that was already being serviced by secondary schools. The priest who was invited to lead the school at the time was Father Robert McCormack. He was a Carmelite priest who came from Melbourne, and then Father Robert gathered a staff, and there were 6 people on the original staff, counting Father Robert himself. The purpose of starting early with gathering the staff meant that Father Robert could build together a community of teachers or staff that would begin this school, and one dream for the school, as far as he was concerned, was to have a strong sense of community. And every chance he got, he did something to bring parents together and students together. There were community building activities all through those first years to try and establish that we are going to grow together in this.
I got employed in 1982, in about August, and we had meetings every Friday night over at the CONEQT-S, which is over in Subiaco, and we used to discuss what we were going to do, because a brand new school, a group of 6 teachers trying to put everything together, and then on the weekends I'd come over every couple of weeks and film it from the top car park and just see, you know, bits of building going up, bricks and, you know, tradesmen everywhere, and it was just sand, there was nothing, you know, it was just concrete and sand. There were dugite snakes, flies, we had everything to contend with. It was quite an experience, I can tell you. It's just been an absolute privilege to be here right from the start, and I guess an honour, and to put in sort of half of one's lifetime into a school is something special. It's something that I'll remember forever.
After my appointment and the school then went into Year 11, I was asked to actually take the first senior group through, and I always had a belief that the Year 12s will set the standard of the school. But being a school that had not had Year 12s before, there was no history, there was no culture, so I was very keen to just do something a little bit different. And so we would actually start the year with Year 12, not at school, we'd actually go away on camp. We would do trial by challenge, we would do some pretty tough activities during the day, a lot of goal setting at night, we would have mass in the bush. So just to start the year with a challenge to actually say to those senior students, you are the standard of the school, the young ones are going to look up to you, and to really make that an important process in their growth. Education is involving not only the students but very much the families, and one of the things we were very keen to do in the whole counselling process as students were going through from very early years right through to Year 12 is to make sure that mum and dad were also involved in that process, so to make the college a very welcoming one where parents didn't feel that they couldn't come here, they didn't feel that they couldn't approach people, and I must admit, in my time, the number of parents that I still meet many years later, or even students who've now become parents, that would remember that open invitation, those conversations that we would have, sometimes good ones, sometimes tough ones, but it was all about the student.
Right, I got here, I walked into the principal's office in 1989, in February, and the place was virtually 2 rooms for music. There was no storage. He was really keen to start a huge music program. And there was an incumbent here, Chris Ennis, who already had a band established. The first thing we needed was a new room, a new music room, and a new auditorium. So we worked on the plans for 2 years, and from that point, the whole place just flourished after 1991. We did a musical the first year the building was commissioned, and it was Oklahoma. And it was great fun, but we had no resources virtually. So I was given quite a good budget to get the instrumental stuff set up. And we auditioned, and we actually came up with a really good musical. Meanwhile, the choirs and bands were being established. That's one of my great passions. And the musical Oklahoma, that really did set people's hearts on fire. From then we did My Fair Lady, a really lavish production. And then we organised our first band tour to Singapore in 1995. We'd always had a drama specialist in Stella Dragoon, actually, and she had a real passion to bring drama and sort of theatre arts up into the forefront. And so around about 1998, they appointed me as head of arts, which meant I then had the umbrella of dance, drama and music. And it made a big difference because we were able to then consolidate. By the time Estelle and I'd left, this place was absolutely firing.
I joined the Corpus community back in 1986 and I was part of the graduating class of 1990, which is 23 years ago now. The campus itself has changed a lot since then. It's grown a lot and it's been wonderful now to come back and see how much it has grown and how wonderful it looks, all the great facilities for the students here. I'm lucky enough to have my daughter here at Corpus now, and she's in year 11, and I decided when she started at the college that I wanted to be as involved as I could be, being that I'm a past student. So I joined the Parent Council, and that has been invaluable because it meant that I've been part of how the college works. And I can't say enough about the teachers actually. I've had quite a bit to do with teachers on a number of different levels and also the leadership team. They are fantastic. You know, the way they accommodate the different learning styles of the students, and they have a huge amount of compassion for what teenagers deal with today. As a parent, I feel completely supported by them because of the level of communication. They've introduced CONEQT-P for CONEQT parents within the community, so if you're technologically minded, you can get on and actually see the timetable for the students, but it means I have direct access to what she's doing in class and to the teachers directly via email or picking up the phone. And I literally can pick up the phone and speak directly to the head of year about anything that I need for my child, which I find fabulous.
I graduated in '92 and yeah, that was an era which was pretty sort of traditional as far as the school was concerned. Yeah, the years sort of in the 90s was pretty progressive as far as what we had available to us. I was pretty much involved with a lot of the theatre, music side of things, as well as the sporting side of things. And the head boy was another aspect of my, the diversity of school. Allowed me to really mix with the staff and have a lot of other experiences like debating and things like that as well. So yeah, you could say it was a bit of an eclectic education. I think it was really encouraged to try everything. I certainly was one of those students that really had a go at all the opportunities that were placed before us. And that sort of evolved from playing football to being part of the school production, to being involved with festival days, things that still exist today. I think that times have changed, but back then everything was quite raw. There's no computers, and we did a lot of stuff outside. So I think being an active student was pretty much promoted by most of the staff. I finished uni and did 4 years as a visual artist, and it was only by chance that a friend of mine actually got me to go and do 1 year of teaching. I'm glad I did because I ended up spending a fair bit of time as a teacher. It was quite interesting because I ended up teaching with my old teachers as well, which was quite interesting. And I actually had the pleasure of teaching both of my brothers, which is fantastic. And that's one of my biggest memories that I'll always cherish.
What attracted me to being principal here at Corpus Christi College was very much about the stories about the long-serving staff who've been here. Some from the very start, and they have really impacted on the college, and I'm very proud of the work that they've done with their students. Not only have they shared their talents with their students, but they've also developed close relationships beyond the college. Close relationships in the class that ensure the children really learn well, but also so that they connect with the children so that when they're going through some difficult periods of time, the teachers are there to help them. Corpus Christi is known for its Education Support Centre and the support it provides students with disabilities and the families, obviously, of the children with disabilities. The staff who work with the students in the classroom and out of the classroom, the opportunities that they receive here is just truly amazing. Corpus is a wonderful community. We have a strong relationship with our surrounding community, with our parishes, and that certainly forms part of our future as well, that we want to continue those interrelationships. But also it's wonderful to talk to former students who are starting to enrol their children at Corpus to understand a little bit about their reason for wanting the same for their child. And it might be the relationships they've formed post Corpus Christi, once they graduated, and also recognising what's special and unique about the college, which is what we want to retain. So we're a strong faith-filled community and a prayerful community. We have students who are Eucharistic ministers. We have young people who've graduated who've made a real difference in the world, starting with their community service program, their Christian service learning program at Corpus, and then going on to start foundations in the world and making a real difference in the communities that they serve in.
I'm absolutely convinced that with the proper leadership and proper student body, this school will go on making a great contribution.
We wanted to include the parents, the local community, the staff, the kids in everything that we did, and I think we've achieved that. And I think Corpus is going to go from strength to strength in the future.
We're looking forward to the future for a number of reasons, whether it's the teaching and learning program, a number of the projects that our staff are currently undertaking to provide a real broad range of opportunities for children, or whether it's the extracurricular program and the variety of activities that are on offer to our students, the continued use of digital technologies which are taking us to areas that we never imagined us to be, where children are creating all sorts of learning objects. We're certainly looking forward to a very bright future ahead.